Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lizzie and today we are surrounded by even more autumnal things. How can I see where I'm pointing? There we go. We have some toadstools have appeared and there's more just here. Autumn is here. And with autumn comes my favourite month of the year, November. Controversial opinion. Because, you know, lots of people love October and lots of people love December and see November as the annoying 30 days in the middle. But I really like November. It's getting really nice and cold. I feel like November is when British autumn properly hits. Also British winter properly hits. Also we have fireworks. Also all the best people have birthdays in November. So here is my November TBR. As with last month, I'm still working through my NetGalley shelf. Lots of deadlines coming up. So there'll be a lot of arcs on this list, but not all. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get to it. First of all, we have the annual challenges which I'm participating in this year. And the first one is the Book Voyage Challenge, where each month you are given a different part of the world to read a book from. And the November challenge is North America, so that includes, for the purposes of the challenge, it's including the USA, Canada, Greenland and Central America as well. And so I am reading Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I'm so excited for this. Everyone has been talking about it. Also, I think it has something to do with mushrooms. I vaguely heard that there were mushrooms involved, so perfect for the new decor. I really enjoyed reading sort of more spooky vibes this autumn. I don't usually go for that sort of thing, but I mean, as soon as I just saw the cover of this, I was like, this is a book that I need to have in my life. So I'm very excited to read it. It is, I believe, a kind of haunted house set in 1950s Mexico, I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. I don't know much about it, and I think it's just a sort of book where not knowing much about it is a good thing, and I can go in completely blind and just enjoy being taken along for the ride. The other annual challenge that I'm doing is the Back to the Classics challenge. So for this one, instead of having a prompt for each month, you have 12 prompts that you can read whenever you like through the year. And in November, I'm going to try and fulfill the prompt for a classic written by a person of colour. And for the purposes of this challenge, then a classic is anything written more than 50 years ago. So I'm going to be reading The River Between by Ngugi wa Thiong'o, who is a well-known Kenyan writer, and this is set in Kenya and explores the way that colonialism has impacted two communities in Kenya, and explores the way that different values and religions and beliefs can cause rifts between those communities, I believe. I haven't read it yet, but I will let you know when I have. Everything else on my TBR is an arc. There's so many. Not all of them from NetGalley, some from other places, so I'll tell you where I've got them all as we go along. I am filming this with like a week to go in October, so I might try to get one of these done this week. So if you see it on my wrap up next week, that's why. First up is The Hidden Case of Ewan Forbes by Zoe Playden. This is a non-fiction book. Ewan Forbes was a real person, and it follows the court case surrounding who should inherit his father's estate and title of baronet, I believe. Ewan Forbes was assigned female at birth, but lived his whole life as a man and had his legal gender changed to be a man. But when his older brother died and he became the next in line to inherit, then his cousin took him to court because the title could only be inherited by a male heir, and the cousin did not believe that Ewan's legal change of gender should be upheld in this case. This court case took place in the 60s and Ewan Forbes won. The court upheld that his gender change, his change of sex on his birth certificate, was legally binding. He was entitled to all of the inheritance that he would be entitled as a cisgender son would be. So it sounds like it's going to be a really interesting book. The other side of the court case, though, is that it was completely private. None of it was ever on public record, which meant that it couldn't be used to fight for transgender rights in the following decades. And it wasn't until the 1990s, when Ewan Forbes passed away, that this all came to light. So I don't know how much of the book is going to be about his life, about the court case, or a bit of both, about the kind of impact that it could have had, the impact that it could still have in the future. So I'm very intrigued and interested to read this one. I never knew that there was a transgender baron in British history, so there you go. Next up, this one was sent to me by the author, and it is Winterset Hollow by Jonathan Edward Durham. It's got very like unnervy, spooky vibes. And I won't read you the whole blurb because it's a super long blurb, but it starts off, everyone has wanted their favourite book to be real, if only for a moment. Immediately sold. And I think what happens in this book is that a group of friends go to an island, I believe, where their favourite book is set. Is it an island or just a place? It's a place. They go to a place where, I say a place, like that defines anything. That could be anywhere. They go to a place where their favourite book is set and things are not quite as they seem. Some of the other reviews on Goodreads described this as a very dark and twisted Watership Down, which is saying something because Watership Down is pretty dark and twisted. So who knows? I think this will be one to read with the lights on. And yeah, looking forward to this one too. Next is, and I'm going to read this one because there's 3 authors and I want to remember all their names. Beyond the Cogs by L. Beaumont, Nicholas J. Evans and C. Vonzale Lewis. So I got this one off Book Sirens, which is another website where you can get advanced copies of books. And it is an anthology of steampunk stories. Now, I love the idea of steampunk. I love the look of it. Everything I've read, actually that's not true, not everything, most things I've read that are steampunk or have watched that are steampunk, I have really enjoyed. Not all, but most. But I just haven't read very much of it. It's everything that's up my alley and I just haven't got around to it. So when I saw there was a steampunk anthology up for grabs, I was like, yes, give it to me, give it to me. Because I really like the aesthetic of it. I really like the tropes that you get in steampunk. So yeah, looking forward to reading that one as well. I said this in my last video. I always end with looking forward to reading it. I am. That's why I'm reading them. I need to find a better way of wrapping these up. The next one on the list is The Ladies of the Secret Circus by Constance Sayers. I think this is exactly as you would expect from the title and the cover. There are 2 timelines, I believe 1905 and 2005, and there's a mysterious magical circus. Need I say more? So yeah, I know not much more than that, but I'm looking forward to reading it. Next up is another one from Book Sirens, and that is Mysterious Ways by Abby Evans. I don't know anything about the plot of this book. I saw that it was fantasy and that there was a matriarchal society and that there were LGBT characters and themes, and I was like, sign me up. So yeah, I'll let you know once I've read it and know what it's about. But all things that I like so far. The next one is The Courage Game by Jenny Whittaker. As you can tell from the cover, it's about suffragettes. Yay! And this is a historical novel. It's a chunky historical novel. It's over 600 pages long, and I wish I'd seen that before I requested it at like midnight on NetGalley. But hey, I'm sure I will enjoy it all the same. And this follows a woman who joins the suffragettes. Say no more. I'm sold. Lastly, you didn't think I would have a TBR without some Tudor things on it, did you? Because Tudors, actually only, we've had it rearranged, so only, hang on, that much is Tudors. And it's another NetGalley arc, and it is A Woman of Noble Wit by Rosemary Griggs. And this follows the mother of Sir Walter Raleigh, which who apparently was very well known and famous in her own right, in her time. I think it's fiction. I think it's historical fiction. Again, I saw a Tudor cover and I just pressed request because it was midnight and I was like, I want more books. So this is how we get into these states. They should really have a little thing on NetGalley. If you log in like after 11 p.m, they should be like, do you know what you're doing? And I would go, no. But, you know, it looks interesting. It's Tudor. It's centering women's stories that have been lost to history. Not that I have a brand, but that would be it. Thank you very much for joining me today. The filming of this video has felt very chaotic, so hopefully it's come across vaguely coherently. Let me know in the comments what you are reading in November. Have a look in the description. You'll find all the books that I've mentioned today, and also all my social medias and things if you would like to go say hi to me on other platforms. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time.